You need to get your book and get ready. He's going to walk us through it step by step. The 31st of July is when he's going to be with us. Attached to this video will be a link to the order form for his book so that you could get the book. He also has the United Independent Compensatory Code, the Word Guide.
Word Guide.
Right. And that is a companion to the first book, right?
Yes, it's an addition to the first book because in order to solve problems, like I said, thought, speech, and action, when people speak, they're using words. So these words form images in their mind about what to do and what not to do. That's what words actually do. They're forms of communication. And so anytime you're thinking of a word, you're thinking of something that has to do with doing something, or has to do with a state of being, something that exists, or something that you want to bring into existence. So it's how you use words and how you define words that will form a picture in your mind about what you're doing or what you're trying to do before you do it.
Okay.
Because the words come before the action. And so the process is thought, speech, and action. You think, then you speak about what you're thinking about, then you act on what you're thinking and speaking about. And whatever that result is the result of what you started with, what you first of all start thinking about, and then what you start saying. Because people usually act on what they think about and what they speak about. At some point, they'll start acting on that or heading in that direction, which is a form of action, too.
Okay. All right. So that's you've heard it from his mouth. These are the books. We need to get these books, ladies and gentlemen, and we need to get ready to get this information. This is a rare opportunity where we will have the author of this system breaking down for us the information that's in the book, answering questions. He's ready to answer questions. It's going to be, we're probably going to break it down into a time where he will have time to lecture, and then we'll have a question and answer session after. And Mr. Fuller, you are welcome, of course, to come and share with us as many times as you see fit. But I would like to see us get through this textbook in a fashion that leaves us all better informed and ready to head toward the idea. You told me that the other day, and that has stuck in my head. You told me, you said that you are not supposed to follow a person. You follow the idea. And then what happens is as we all follow that idea, then we become a group. We simultaneously become the community that we need to be. And so I love that, and I want you to be able to show us how to do that.
Yes. Now, when I say follow, what I really mean by that is so that people will be clear, and that doesn't make any kind of conflict, is that you can listen to everybody. Anybody who has something to say, you can listen to anybody because you don't know from what source something that you can use may come from. So you listen to everybody. But when you listen, you don't apply what you're hearing unless it is logical. Otherwise, the person might be well-intended, and have the correct intentions that you're listening to, but they think that they are on the correct track. That's the person speaking, but the person may not be. So what you want to do is evaluate what you're hearing, and that means following logic. Logic came with the universe, cause and effect. If I think this, or if I do this, what will the result be? See, you go into a question mode, and that's why I don't even like to say that I give lectures. What I do is just put out ideas. And people exchange views on the ideas. However, I'm presenting the ideas that I have viewed and that I think are logical. They may not be logical. This is why I want people to think critically.
Okay.
In other words, just because I'm saying it does not necessarily say that it's the thing that should be said.
Right.
And anytime, whatever I say or anybody says, anybody on the planet says about anything, you evaluate it and measure it by whether or not it falls in the logical column or the non-logical column. And
right.
the other factor is whether or not the logic is going to be constructive or non-constructive. And that's something that the individual person is supposed to test.
Right.
Because everything should be tested, regardless of what the source is. You just don't take it and run off with it and say, well, I got it, and I'm going to use it and all like that. You don't know whether you should or not. You think about it, and you think about the logic of it. Is this likely to have a constructive effect or not? Because there's no in between. Whatever you do is either going to be in the constructive column or the non-constructive column. Whatever you say on the job or anything like that is either going to be in the constructive column or the non-constructive column.
Mm-hmm.
So what codification is about, the compensatory concept is about always doing the thing that's going to produce the most constructive result for you in any move you make.
Right. Okay. Thank you. All right. That is great information. I appreciate that. We're going to make sure that everybody has their book and they're ready to take this class with Mr. Neely Fuller, Jr. This will start on July the 31st at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. The United Independent Compensatory Code, the textbook, workbook, and its companion, the Word Guide. Okay, the link, again, will be attached to this video. Get your book, and let's get to school.